Today's leak that we're going to cover is absolutely insane. So it is a riddle about Generation 10, and it actually may be connected to the anime in some way, which I know some of you guys are probably very confused right now, but I promise you this video is going to be worth the watch. And to be more specific, this leak that we're going to cover today is in reference to seeing some of the brand new Generation 10 Pokemon, like the new Pokedex for that game. So we did just get this very interesting tweet from Ball Guy, who is a very reputable guy up in the league space. Whenever he posts, you gotta really make sure you lock in and take a look at it. So we have this picture, Ho-Oh, Kecleon, Chatot, we got Togepi, some other Pokemon down here, and of course right here we have the anime. This makes me think that the next, I guess, arc, you could say, of the anime is gonna be connected to the Gen 10 new Pokemon, and maybe even Pokopia, believe it or not. So it seems like we're going to be really having all of these crazy different aspects of the anime and the game, and it's going to be an awesome, wild ride. And you may be asking, why would they show off brand new Pokemon if they haven't even released the game? That's actually how it used to be. Ho-Oh was the first Gen 2 Pokemon that they revealed in the anime in 1997, and the games actually didn't even come out until 1999. So Ho-Oh was revealed about 2 years beforehand. Togepi was also a very prominent Pokemon that was announced way before Gold and Silver even came out. So many posters and stuff back in the day have all the original Pokemon plus Togepi. The first Generation 3 Pokemon that we did see were Kecleon, Azurill, and Wailmer. And guys, in this picture we have Ho-Oh, we have Kecleon, and then we also do have Togepi. Munchlax was the first Gen 4 Pokemon that was revealed in 2004. Diamond and Pearl came out 2 years later in 2006. Generation 5, we have Zoroark was one of the first ones revealed, and in this picture, we also do have Zoroark. And as far as I'm aware, they haven't really been doing this recently. However, it does seem like this is a very solid hint. But guys, we do have more in this post specifically. So we also have this guy with Chatot, and then of course some Gen 9 Pokemon, the Horizons anime. We do have Zarude, which is probably one of the weirdest mythicals of all time. Magearna, Noivern. So it's a very interesting picture. What else could this mean? A part of me is wondering if this could be the seed Pokemon, like maybe this Togepi is a reference to that seed Pokemon that we've had tons of leaks about with Generation 10 specifically, or this could also just be teasing that maybe one of the Generation 10 Pokemon are going to be with, I guess, the crew of Horizons, like one of the following Pokemon, I guess. How like Pikachu's always there. Could be one of the main present Pokemon. And I do think that, Ho-Oh, Kecleon, the Zoroark, I think those are definitely references to some brand new Pokemon that are in the new Pokedex we will be seeing way before the game actually drops, which is awesome. I think that is the best thing that they could possibly do for this game. We also have Jordan saying, well, at least we have a potential news window for Pokopia and Winds and Waves content. That's not a long wait. For context, yes, it is anime news, but we all know how this gets intermingled. Basically what he's saying is it is related to the anime, but it's also with Winds and Waves and Pokopia. Then we have this from the final battle trailer, which I can't play the whole thing unfortunately because it's probably going to get the video taken out, but plus a preview of the new story arc based on Pokemon Pokopia. So it does really seem like we will have a bunch of interconnected storylines and plots throughout Winds and Waves, Pokopia, and the anime, which I know I never talk about the anime on the channel. They also did put Munchlax and Bonsly in a Pokemon spin-off game before they actually came out in their own new generation or new region, if that makes any sense, which is absolutely insane. So also Social for Art coming up with a great point. He said Pokopia would be perfect. Sooner or later, it needs to happen. One of those fun Pokemon tropes that doesn't get old. I'll never forget seeing Togepi for the first time in the Anime Poke, knowing it wasn't in Red, Blue, or Yellow. The shock of a new Pokemon teasing more coming in a new gen. And pretty much what I think he's trying to say is, imagine if some of these new Gen 10 Pokemon, they did show off in the anime, and then they also actually brought them into Pokopia. So to be more specific, like let's say Munchlax and Bonsly were brand new Pokemon in today's world. Like this year they were brand new Pokemon, and they got put into Pokopia, but guess what? Their generation, their game wouldn't come out until next year. I think that is very feasible and is totally something that they could do and would be such a good marketing tactic, especially since we know that Game Freak, they are locking in this year, guys. The 30th anniversary is not ending anytime soon. They themselves have announced that and told us that they plan on releasing big things all year round. And in my mind, how could it get any bigger than dropping and revealing and literally giving us new Generation 10 Pokemon in a game that we can play currently? That would be absolutely amazing. So we did just have like the Hoppip and the Skiploom event in Pokopia. Well, it's still actually going on, but basically they brought 3 Pokemon they could only get during this event And that's exactly what they could do with these Generation 10 Pokemon. Make it a limited time event, maybe a couple weeks, maybe a month long, where you can get these Generation 10 Pokemon. That'd bring a lot of more people over to Pokopia, and that'd make a lot of people very, very happy. I would be stoked to actually get to know some of these Generation 10 Pokemon even more, because seeing it in the anime, yeah, that would be very, very cool. But imagine like we get to actually interact with this Pokemon and see them just walking around and see how they act and how they actually are in a game. And who knows, maybe they could even be brought over to Pokemon Champions. I mean, I don't know. That's just a theory right there. So also said, they're really trying to make Pokemon Winds and Waves the best core Pokemon game ever, aren't they? I don't know if we're grasping this. It's got me so hyped. And he's talking about like the whole gimmick thing of the new Pokeball, which I did just cover in a video the other day. And this is a good point. So basically charging Pokeballs, meaning like you'd hold it and then it would do something with the capturing of that Pokemon. I kind of agree with this person. I don't think it's going to boost the catching odds, but yeah, maybe a bigger reach. So meaning you could throw a Pokeball from double the distance, maybe if you fully charge that Pokeball or something. This was a funny post, a funny throwback saying, taking me back to the ridiculous era of Pokemon leaks, where we did get some of these kind of Pokemon leaks recently with just the white background and the teases at some of the new Pokemon, the new Pokedex. We should be seeing some of this with the Pokemon Generation 10 Pokedex. I would just assume that near the game's release, we probably will get the full Pokedex, or maybe not the full Pokedex. Let me back up a little bit. A lot of the Pokedex revealed and leaked. Of course, we already have the starter Pokemon revealed, so that's 3 Pokemon right there. And let's say they dropped maybe, I don't know, 3 to 5 Pokemon from the new Pokedex in the anime, as well as Pokopia. That would be a perfect way to interconnect all 3 of those different aspects of Pokemon and just kind of give us a glimpse at some of the styling of these brand new Pokemon. I am so here for it. And if you guys could break down this tweet anymore, if you guys have any more thoughts and theories about the ball guy tweet, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm just extremely excited to see this new Pokedex. I don't know why, I just have a really good feeling. Something inside of me is telling me that it's gonna be a good Pokedex. I feel like for me personally, a lot of the Pokemon in some of the last couple of generations haven't been like amazing, although we have had some absolute banger Pokemon, like some insane designs in Gen 9, in Gen 8, and 7, you know, whatever it may be. I cannot wait. So of course, I will be updating you guys as soon as anything happens. Every single leak that we get, I will be updating you guys and telling you. So if you guys don't mind subscribing to the channel, turning on those post notifications so you don't miss these brand new leaks and updates, because we are in a hype season. We have so many things going on with Pokemon, you know, maybe some more classic games coming out soon, which I may actually be dropping a video very soon about that specifically. And if you guys have any Pokemon games that you would love to be brought over to the Switch, let me know. I would love to know your thoughts and your theories about that as well. We have Pokopia stuff, you know, Champions coming out soon. So like Pokemon this year is hot, guys. It is hot, and we will be having leaks, discussions, rumors, all of the above. And with those leaks, probably like leaked photos coming out eventually, probably some more Pokedex stuff, maybe some names of the Pokemon coming up. But guys, like I said, it's a hype season. Let me know if you are hyped. And if you are real and watching this far in the video, comment down below the generation or region that you think has the best Pokedex. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.